Alright, welcome LEGO fans to another Jurassic World review here on Bilberbergo9's channel. And today we have for you the smallest of the Jurassic World LEGO sets, at least in the first wave, called Pteranodon Capture. So you get a dinosaur, well actually no, you don't get a dinosaur in this set. You get a Pteranodon, 2 minifigures, and the helicopter. It's only 174 pieces, but it's a pretty cool little set. So, go ahead and close the box. 174 pieces, set number 75915, recommended ages 6 to 12, and of course called Pteranodon Capture. Retails for $19.99, without tax of course. Shows you some of the things it does. You got the net function, spinning rotors, the cockpit. For some reason it tells you how to assemble the Pteranodon, I don't know why. And then it shows you the different dinosaurs from this wave. And an advertisement for the upcoming LEGO Jurassic World video game, which I'm psyched out of my mind about. So there's that. One instruction manual, somewhat thick. 2 numbered bags. And not a whole lot else to say. It has the parts list at the back. Another one of those Indominus Rex comics. And then some of the minifigures, but not all of them for some reason. I don't really understand why. And then all the dinosaurs minus the 2 raptors from the exclusive Raptor Escape set. I don't know. The one that's on Lego.com, but I don't see it anywhere else. And Win on the back. So that's about all there is to show you there. So let's go ahead and get to the actual set, and we'll start with the minifigures. So we have our ACU-Man asset containment unit guy. They call their dinosaurs assets in the movie, at least that's the feel I get from the trailers. So instead of being a dinosaur containment man, you're an asset containment unit man. And interestingly, he only has one face, which is petrified, but no normal face. And unlike the one that we got in the Dilophosaurus sets, this one has the body armor. But I believe the torso is the same, and he comes with, I believe this might be a new gun. It's a different tranquilizer gun from the one that we see in the other Jurassic World set, Dilophosaurus Ambush, and then it's also different from the ones from the LEGO Dino Wave back in 2011 or so. It's similar in design. I don't have another one right on hand to show you, but you can see that in the other review if you want to do so. It comes with a tranquilizer dart, and you do get an extra one. So a pretty cool looking tranquilizer gun, and then we'll go ahead and take the armor off. Pretty cool looking. And yeah, I believe the torsos are the same. Yep, exactly the same. So that's about it for this guy. Whoops, put that on backwards. And then his hat with a visor, which you can move up and down a little bit. Of course, you can take the actual visor part off as well. So, pretty cool looking minifigure. And then our other one is Simon Mizrahi. I'm not sure, this may be a spoiler, or it's just a theory for right now, but I believe this is going to be the bad guy from Jurassic World, kind of like Dennis Nedry, except on a more corporate, more broad scale. It's a pretty cool minifigure. He's got like almost looks like Jeff Goldblum here. I mean, you could put this on Ian Malcolm and get away with it for sure. So maybe they'll do that eventually. I really hope they do. I love an Ian Malcolm minifigure, along with pretty much every other character from the original movie. And even the 2 sequels. And he has the Jurassic World logo on the back. And even if he's not a bad guy, I know for sure that he's like the owner of the Mizrahi Corporation, which in turn owns Jurassic World, along with a bunch of other stuff. So there's his scared face, and there's his cocky face. Pretty cool suit he's got on. So there are your minifigures. Only 2 of them this time. Although I believe there were only 2 in the last one as well, yeah. And then we have our Pteranodon, which is not a dinosaur. It's a flying reptile called a pterosaur related to a dinosaur. So there's your science lesson for the day. So it's a Jurassic World set without a dinosaur. Although Pteranodons are pretty cool. I couldn't believe it. I watched the Brick Show's dinosaur video the other day, and one of the guys was saying he doesn't like Pteranodon. Who doesn't like Pteranodon? Pteranodon's pretty cool, I think. Anyway, we got a nice red and gray color, and I have the two Pteranodons from the Lego Dino Wave that came out a few years ago. We had a green one, and we also had a beige one. So it's exactly the same mold, but it's a different color. Personally, the color scheme, I don't know. I mean, if it looks like the ones from the movie, I'm sure that's why they did it. But gray and red, I don't know. Just it's okay. It's just not my favorite color scheme. I probably like the beige one the best. I believe this was the one from the Pteranodon Tower Takedown set, which was like, I don't know, $25 or something. So yeah, you can have 3 Pteranodons if you want. That's pretty cool. You can start a little flock there, or I don't know what they call it, a congregation of Pteranodons. Probably don't have a name for them. Actually, they probably do. I don't know. We'll call them a flock though. So yeah, he has the opening upper beak. The lower beak doesn't really move at all. And of course the wings move all the way, up and down. Then the feet are just little claws so they can hold on to rods and stuff like that. And there's the underside with a couple holes for studs. And the claw pieces. And then the 3 claws start out here, and then the 4th digit was what made up the long wing membrane, or what the long wing membrane attached to, I should say. So, there you go, you learned a little bit about Pteranodons. Won't hear that in other LEGO reviews, I can guarantee that. And then we get to a helicopter. It looks remarkably like the one from the first movie. Obviously it's smaller than it would have been, but I mean, we have the nice blue and white like it is in that movie. So, I mean, you could easily pass for the original helicopter. Except for some of these contraptions on the side and such. And then, of course, that one wouldn't have had the Jurassic World logo. I don't even think it had the Jurassic... it said, I believe it said InGen on it instead of Jurassic Park in that one. So anyway, it does have room for at least 2 minifigures, possibly 3. Here's the cockpit, and in the box art, Simon Masrani is driving it. Although I can't see this guy flying a helicopter. I don't know. My thought is that they just wanted to include this minifigure in a set, and they thought, well, what the heck, we'll include him in this one since we can't find room for him in others. But I mean, he could be driving a helicopter. We don't know that. Haven't seen the movie yet. And we have a nice control panel there. That is a printed piece. And 2 yellow dials, or remotes. Then on the bottom we have a very large piece for the... I don't really know much about helicopter terminology, but the landing gear, we'll call it. For it to land. Then we have the rotors on top, which spin pretty well. Only 2 of them. But it looks pretty good when you spin it like that. And there's a smaller rotor over here as well. You can get that going a lot faster. The Jurassic World logos, of course, are stickers. And just like the other Jurassic World set, and I'm assuming all of them, we get the numbered sticker sheet. Which I think it's a pretty good idea if you have to include stickers. Back here, stickers as well. I'm assuming that stands for Jurassic World #1, helicopter. Because they probably have a bunch of these. Another Jurassic World logo on the side. And then in here, you can probably fit a minifigure. Let's see if we can. That's kind of like the passenger area. This visor came off for a second. Whatever. So can he fit in there? He can kind of. I mean, if we take his helmet off, he probably will fit better. And of course, he's a little taller than other minifigures because of the armor. That's still pretty tight fit. But if he's lying down, you can fit one in there. And there's another spot for minifigures, which I'll show you in just a second. But But first, well, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and show you that. So here is the first of the side panels. The first side just shows a picture of the Pteranodon. The other one shows the gun feature. And then this folds down, and you can set this guy here. Like so. And then the gun is one of those Lego Star Wars stud firing guns. So you just press down here, and it went right over my hand. And if you lose any, you do get 3 extras of those. And I'm sure you have more of these lying around somewhere that you're not using. Anyway, so there's that feature. I think that's pretty good. And on the other side, we have a net function on a ball and socket joint. So it makes it pretty flexible. And you just push this, and out pops in there. It goes pretty far. I know a lot of people don't like these, but I mean, they were pretty good. And we have some detailing on the side. Once again, not a printed brick, of course. And just give you a good look at it from some different angles, so you know what you're getting. Pretty nice helicopter for a $20 set, I think. I'm pretty sure any Jurassic Park fan is probably going to want this. Even if they don't like the new movie, you can kind of leave some of this stuff off and it'll look like the one from the original movie. So either way, you win, and then if you like both, like I hope I will, then you win twice, which is even better. I've heard rumors that in June they may be announcing some new Jurassic World sets, but I don't know if they meant that they'll be releasing the new sets, but then of course they released it in May, so that would be false. So there are rumors circulating that we may be hearing about more Jurassic World Lego sets in sometime in June, although I personally think that's a little soon. I mean, we'll see. If nothing else, we're getting the video game, and I'm sure that's going to be a pretty fun ride. But I think that as long as this wave does good and the movie does good, that they will do more sets. I just don't know what they'll do them for. Although my number one idea for them is to do something with the sea reptile that has been shown extensively in the trailers, because I really want one of those in Lego. So that's about it for this Jurassic World review. There's still a bunch more sets out there. I don't know how many of them I'll get. Like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with the wave. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. In fact, the set I want the most now is probably the $40 one with the 2 raptors not shown here. It's the exclusive Lego.com one. And I really like the actual Indominus Rex, but I'm just not paying $130 for that set because the actual set just doesn't look that great. It's not worth that much money, at least in my opinion. So maybe eventually I'll see if I can get Indominus Rex on Bricklink for, I'd probably pay up to $30 or $40 just for that. I mean, it's a pretty cool mold for a pretty cool dinosaur hybrid. So hopefully I can do that eventually. And other than that, I don't know how many more of these I'll actually be getting. So you can tell me in the comments what you think of the Jurassic World wave so far. What sets would you want to get in the new wave? I would love the Tylosaurus, as I said. I'd also love the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. But of course, I mean, if they just keep recycling the same dinosaurs over and over again, it's going to get really boring really fast. So, but then of course, it costs a lot of money to make the new dinosaur molds. That's why they only included 2 new dinosaurs in this wave, the Dilophosaurus from Dilophosaurus Ambush, and then Indominus Rex from Indominus Rex Breakout. But since they did that, hopefully they're willing to do more, and at least release a couple new dinosaurs in each successive wave. So if we can only get 2 new dinosaurs in the next wave, I'd definitely say Spinosaurus, and then the sea reptile, which is not a dinosaur. Don't slam me in the comments, I know that. It's not a dinosaur. It's a mosasaur or a pliosaur. And I'm thinking it's probably a mosasaur. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the ratings. For a $20 set, price per piece is pretty good, 174 pieces for $19.99. Just a little overpriced, but hey, we get a Pteranodon and a pretty cool looking helicopter, so I'm not going to complain too much. So for the build, I'm going to give it a 9 because I really like the helicopter. So for $20, a 9 for the build. For play, we do have the stud firing gun, the net, we have rotating helicopter blades, opening cockpit, more blades over here, and then of course we get a Pteranodon and a tranquilizer gun. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 for, excuse me, play. And finally for display, I really think a lot of people are going to want this helicopter. It's a very good looking helicopter, and if you don't like these things on the side, well, I was about to say they come off very easily, and they do relatively anyway. How does that go back on there? Like so. They do come off relatively easily, and you can take it off if you don't like these things. And so for display, I will give it, oh, I'll worry about this. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. There! I see how to do it, it's just not going. Wait. For display, I will give it a 9. So, there we go. Thanks for tuning in to this Jurassic World LEGO review. Like I said, I'll probably have at least one more sometime soon, maybe 2. But I'm not getting either of the large sets most likely. Especially the T-Rex tracker. I do not like that set. I mean, I have a T-Rex that looks almost exactly like that, so why would I get another one? And then the actual set just looks kind of boring to me. There's no reason for me to get that. And Indominus Rex Breakout, like I said, the Indominus Rex looks pretty darn cool, but I'm not paying $103 for that. Now, I kind of did that for the Lonely Mountain, but for one, I still think Smaug is cooler than Indominus Rex. At least the mold, and probably the actual character, if you want to call it that, too. But even though the Lonely Mountain actual set isn't great, it's way better than the actual set from Indominus Rex Breakout, at least in my opinion. You can tell me what you think, because I think those sets are comparable. I mean, you're spending almost, I think it is the same amount of money for a set with a large creature that's the main draw, and then an okay set. So I mean, if I could go back in time and tell myself, hey, Indominus Rex Breakout's going to come out in a few months, you might not want to spend that money on the Lonely Mountain, I would probably still say, yeah, I'm still going to get the Lonely Mountain. Because the Lonely Mountain, at least for me, is a much better set. But like I said, hopefully I can get Indominus Rex on eBay or Bricklink or something at some point. But until then, I would probably just be getting 1, maybe 2 more LEGO Jurassic World sets. But in the future, we got some new waves of Star Wars coming out. I do like the look of the Final Duel. It's another expensive set though, but not, I think it's about $50 cheaper. I may get that one, we'll see. And then I'll at least probably be getting the Nether Fortress from the new LEGO Minecraft wave. I believe that comes out in August. And of course, stay tuned for more Jurassic World stuff. We'll probably do a soundtrack review of some kind. And of course, we'll do a review of the new movie. I'm sure it's going to be great, but if not, I will slam it, even though it'll be hard for me to do so. So, thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you next time, and goodbye.